Hola amigos, ¿cómo están? Hi, my friends, how are you doing? I'm recording this again due to not having that computer with me at hand at the moment, and I wanted to get this out there so y'all can just take advantage of the information. I will go through the PowerPoint. I will not be doing the cooking part, but I'll repost that again. I think what I'll do is clip it from the original video or I'll just record the whole thing again. I mean, I have the ingredients so we could do that again and I can send out the recipe as well. If anybody would like to um, have that emailed to you directly, you can sign up to my newsletter or you could either shoot me a text. I believe my information's on there on my website and I'll link that on here as well. By the time you see this, I will probably be posting this tomorrow, if not late at night. So you probably won't see this till Wednesday. Um, so yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. This is just a mini nutrition workshop. My name's Rafaela Moreno again. Or you can call me Rafa. A lot of people like to call me Rafa or Fela, but my full name is Rafaela. I have a lot of titles. I'm a jack of all trades. I'm a little bit of everything. Today, I'll do similar things that I did on the other video, but today I will just be your chef, your nutritionist, um, and as well as a little bit of your lifestyle coach. The right way to shop. Often, when we walk into the grocery store, we find ourselves overwhelmed by everything being out in display, but being in front of our faces, as well as when you walk into certain supermarkets, you can often even find samples that are given out that can be overwhelming, that actually attracts the customer to also buy products that aren't on their grocery list if they have already made a grocery list or if you already have a plan of what exactly you're going to buy. The rule of thumb when shopping is staying on the outside, around the outskirts of the grocery store. All grocery stores have a similar template of having the produce, as you can see here on the top. The produce seems to be either, I don't know why I said top, I'm sorry, on the side, and sometimes even often in the corner as well. So when you walk in, some grocery stores, if they're often bigger, like here we have an example of HEB. We're here in Texas, so this is a very normal grocery store that we have. The produce will always be either, like I mentioned, on the bottom, not on the bottom, but here on the bottom of the picture on the entrance, or you could even find the produce section in the back. Some supermarkets, like I can recall from Corpus Christi, some of them have it in the back, or they often have it even on the opposite. So here it's on the left, it's often on the right side. Then from the produce, you have your seafood, then your meat, your bakery, your other fresh products as well, the dairy aisle. You kind of see how as we're going out here, we're buying whole products basically. Then you have the frozen section, and you have other miscellaneous things that we often need. And this ties in with food labeling, which is today's focus, is how to read a food label. If we see on the outside and we purchase most of our foods in whole, we don't have to read the nutrition facts label because banana, for example, is in its whole already. And here I'll switch off to another store. This is Sprouts. Sprouts is a little bit different because there's more organic produce. So depending on what grocery store you go to, you are going to have different options. Whole Foods has different options. Target, you walk in, there's different options as well. Target has a supermarket area You go to Lopez, or you go to, I'm trying to think of other grocery stores. You go to Michoacana as well, because you do find produce there as well. It's a little bit different, but oftentimes produce is probably going to be the biggest section. And here again, we have, see how everything's kind of on the outskirts, the dairy, and then the bulk foods are in the middle. So yeah, that's just a little bit of an example of just giving you a reference of what to look for when you go grocery shopping. When we look at these products, even growing up as kids, we had no clue what we were putting in our body. We were just eating what we were given. I like to tell clients, or I like to tell patients, or I like to tell participants that besides eating with our mouth, we eat with our eyes. When we go to the produce section, when we go to even some frozen sections, you see fruits and vegetables there as well. There's a lot of color. Everything's in its own package as well, right? Banana, the peel, it's its own package. You throw it away in compost, it disintegrates into the earth. We're giving those nutrients back into our earth, basically. Now, with these products, we're going to find a lot of ingredients. Maybe you feel a little overwhelmed when you're going in through some of these sections. And this is why we want to focus on eating whole foods. Now here we have an example of the produce section. See how colorful it is? You got the green, you got the yellow, you got the orange, you got the red as well. And oftentimes they'll kind of sneak in some of the packaged products on the side as well. I'm not sure what store this is. It seems to be like out of state. And next we have the bulk section, which is a really good section to obtain your grains, your whole grains, your legumes, such as oats, your beans, your lentils, even nut mixes, even dates. I like to buy dates in the bulk section at a time. Eating a vegan diet, I like to consume nutritional yeast, which is not a deactivated yeast. Sorry, nutritional yeast is just gives food a very cheesy flavor, but without eating the cheese. So oftentimes I'll cook with it, and you can find it at the HEB. Find it in the bulk section. This is an example of a Whole Foods. During the pandemic, they did close some bulk sections off, but I believe now that we're a little bit coming out of it, I guess you could say, is they've opened them again. I know some Sprouts that I've seen, they still have things bagged up, but now you'll see it. Sorry, that's my dog. The dairy aisle, and we're going through each section here. The personally, from not only eating a whole foods diet, but not eating any type of dairy in my diet, no animal products, not even milk, I would recommend switching to a nut milk. There's a lot of research, there's a lot of evidence showing there's too much fat in dairy milk. It also is led to osteoporosis, which you can totally find that on the internet. You can look at a research study. But the biggest thing is with the cheese and with the milk it's very high in sodium, which are things we have to look for, especially if we have high blood pressure, or if we have heart disease, or we have any other type of comorbidity. So here, if you're going to do this section, you could even make your own type of dairy or milk, or even cheeses out of nuts and seeds, such as flax seeds, such as chia seeds, such as hemp seeds as well. And if y'all have never seen any of these, I'll show you an example. Here, I'm in the kitchen. Here, I got some flax seeds. And I don't know if you could kind of see them. These, I bought them in a package at a Middle Eastern market. And here we got some hemp seeds. So out of this, we can make milk, or we can make a cheese. Make a lot of great stuff. I like to make a No, not like it's kind of like a no nacho cheese. It's really, really good. So here we are going into facts of nutritional labeling. There are some requirements for certain things to be posted on a nutrition label. Now, the FDA requires that most products be clearly labeled. They also regulate closely to the language used on all food labels. For example, Cheerios. Cheerios cannot claim that they they lower the risk of heart disease, or they it may reduce the risk of heart disease, but I'm using that example wrong here. Let me rephrase that. Cheerios can't claim that they reverse heart disease. That's a better example. They can reduce cholesterol, um, but they cannot wholly cure heart disease. That's just kind of like an off example that I have there. Even restaurants, the same rules apply when it comes to certain labels that they put out there, such as like gluten free, now that you see that more often, or nut free. Certain things need to be still regulated by the FDA. And this is just a little bit of a facts here. These are some labels that you may have seen before on any type of product that comes in a package. So anything that is in between the aisles, you are going to see some of these things. And these are just some examples, because there's many more. There's that vegan. Again, it goes through a certification to have that stamp. Oftentimes you can find other ones that don't look like these two, and that's where you may want to think twice before purchasing that product, because it's not certified vegan. It just has it on there, and it could be solely vegan. But the thing with this one, for example, the certified vegan, is, of course, the FDA approves it, but there are requirements such as, for example, hemp seeds. Hemp seeds are vegan, right? But at times they are not vegan because they can cross contaminate with other products that are being made in the same manufactured, or I wouldn't say lab, but same facility. And that's just an example. You see the USD organic, meaning the product is solely organic, no pesticides, no fertilizers, no non-GMO as well, non genetically modified. And here we have that label here. There's also the kosher, meaning basically a rabbi, and correct me if I'm wrong by this, but I'm pretty sure this, from what I can remember from nutrition class and nutrition school, is the rabbi blesses the food or blesses the animal. So it goes through a process to be kosher, to be called kosher. There's also, you see, pasture raised beef, pasture raised chickens, or free range chickens. That's another label you often see as times. And here's the gluten free. Now, these are some just examples that we can often see at the grocery store. So here we have the old nutrition facts label and the new one. There's a lot of differences here. The calories are much bigger. Even the vitamins and the minerals, or not the vitamins and the minerals, sorry. Well, yeah, there is a change there, but also like the daily value of the 2,000 calories, what a person is supposed to consume daily, it's not there anymore. Now it just kind of has a little bit of an info on there. And then the nutrition on the top where it says nutrition facts, it's bolder. Then the serving size and the servings per container are a little bit bigger as well. The font increased. And you don't see the calories from fat here anymore. They added as well included sugars on there. So oftentimes they can add sugar onto products. Before it just passed a couple years ago that the included added sugars, it was recently put in, I would say in the last 5 years, that recently changed. So how to read a nutrition facts label. I gave you a rule of thumb in the beginning of a shopping guide of shopping around the grocery store. Now, if we do go through the aisles